Alright, here we have the carburetor for the 67 Sprint Miramachi. I've pulled it all apart and cleaned it up, and I'm ready to put it all back together. Cleaned out all the jets, all the ports. First I vapor blasted it, and then I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner and cleaned out all the jets and adjusted the float level, and now it's all ready to go back together. So let's see how it goes. Alright, let's start putting this thing back together. Here we have the carburetor body. And we'll get all the jets put back in it. And so let's start. First thing I'm going to do is put this needle in to adjust the idle. That'll go up against the float, the slide. Alright, so we'll just put that in loosely. Then we'll put in this small jet that goes right in there. Snug that up. Okay, that's good. I'm questioning myself. Let's see if we can tighten it a little more. Okay. All right, now the main jet body. Now, originally I took the carburetor apart and I ran it through the vapor blaster and cleaned it all up. Then I put the parts in I have a small ultrasonic machine and cleaned up all the jets. Here's the main jet. And then I make sure all the ports and all the orifices were clean, and put that in. Now let's turn on this side. We'll put this jet in. This has little tiny holes in it to make sure all those were cleaned out. And this I put in until it kind of bottoms out, and I'll tighten that up a little more too. So when it bottoms out, you don't want to snug it up too tight. Then we're going to turn it out 3/4 of a turn. So let's see, that would be about a half. Then let's go 1/4. And then I'll adjust it again once it's on the motorcycle and get it running. We'll go from there. All right. So next, let's put the slide in. Now this is actually the back of the carburetor. This is the front that goes to the intake manifold. And so the cutout, put towards the back, and then the needle. All right, slide that down. All right, slides in. Now we have this spring, and I will have to pull this all back apart when I put the throttle cable on, because it goes through this spring and attaches to the slide. But for now, I'm going to just put it together temporarily because I want to see what it looks like. This is the top of the carb. This is the choke. This part here, it slides up and down. So let's slide that in, get everything lined up. I'll tighten this top on. This has to be lined up properly. All right, so let's see. You see the slide, the choke. That's the choke there. All right, so that's complete. Let's put together the float. The float bowl, and this is the top of the float bowl. And this is a little primer. See the primer there? That pushes the float down and allows more fuel to come in. And here's the float arm. And inside, I don't know if you can see or not, there's a needle and seat. And I adjusted this, that it'd be a certain level. And so that's all adjusted. So let's put the float on. It goes up into that little hole up there. Voila. Now, this goes on top here. Okay, now I'm not sure if the float goes. Oh, I lost it. Let's do that again. And all this is just preliminary, and then I'll put change it as I check everything before I put everything back together for permanent. Anyway, there it goes there. And then these screws. Oh, also, there's a gasket that goes under here. Now, I attempted to make one on my own out of gas material and failed miserably. So either I'll have to try again, or I'll see if I can actually get a gasket. Maybe from Ron and Kay over at Lancaster Sprint, or maybe those guys have one for me. And here's the screws. I'm going to put those in, just start them, just so, because it's all going to come back apart. But the screws are kind of boogered up. I'm going to have to maybe try to clean up the threads. But for now, we're just going to lightly tighten them. All right, that's good for now. Now, on the top of the float bowl, there's a fiber washer that goes in, and there's a little filter. And then here's the inlet for the fuel inlet. This goes to the petcock. And so I am not sure exactly which way this is going to go. When I put on the carburetor, we'll figure it out. But let's temporarily put that there. And then on the bottom of this will attach to the bottom here. And then we have this bolt that goes through with that. And then the carburetor, let's see, it goes on. Oops, whoa, back up there, fellas. You have to put this fiber washer on. Make sure that's on. And then that screws onto the bottom here. Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm just going to snug this up a little bit. Going on a little tighter than I think. I think that little fiber washer up there is binding up on the screw. Let's leave it there. So we're going to leave it like that for now. All right, and then on the back of the carburetor, this is the manifold that the air filter attaches to, and it actually screws on the back of the carburetor like this. And then the carburetor sits at an angle on the manifold. And then we have to make sure that this float is straight up and down, so there's no issues with the fuel feed. But I'm going to put it on the motorcycle temporarily, and I'll do a little video of that. So anyway, there she is. It's all back together, and it'll probably come back apart again. Make sure everything's okay. All right, here's kind of a mock-up of the engine with the carburetor on. I just set it on there to see what it would look like. And I actually even put the new header pipe on. And everything is just kind of on loosely. The frame's coming back off. I've got to do some repair work on that and strip it down and clean it up and paint it. Anyway, so that's what it looks like with the carburetor on it. And I'll slowly start getting this thing back together. All right, thanks for watching, and look forward to chatting with you again.